So Record of Ragnarok, Apocalypse of the Gods, Chapter 1 is upon us. And we got the full roster reveal for this confirmed God tournament. The winner of this tournament is also going to get the chance to fight with Zeus. That is the big rumor right now, but I've seen it in multiple places. That's why he's on the cover. And it all stemmed from Cuchulainn, the Irish demigod, son of Lugh, challenging Zeus to a fight. This was off the back of Zeus announcing the Record of Ragnarok roster that we already know of. The gods that were in attendance, some of them were unhappy that they were left off the list. So Zeus put forth an alternative, a tournament to decide the last member. Now it does say in the spoilers the 13th member. We already have 13 gods on the roster. Obviously, you know about all the roster changes that took place in the tournament. So this is super weird. It could lead to a situation where, since they were fighting for a chance to fight Zeus and in turn the chance to take his spot in the tournament, maybe this leads us to believe that they lose to Zeus in the final fight, which I think makes sense anyway, because this does come before the Record of Ragnarok tournament. This happened in the days leading up to the tournament, because we pick up right where he announced the roster. That's a possibility. It also could be a possibility that that was just a mistake, and this person is being held in reserves for that 14th spot that I've talked about ad nauseum at this point that they need to fill out the roster so every human can fight. If every human is to fight, they will need to add another god. So this guy, whoever wins this tournament, could be that person. I think that that makes a lot of sense. I think that would be perfect for the series, because we'd love to see the winner have a purpose and go into the actual tournament. But the fact that they get to fight Zeus anyway already is great in my opinion, because as some of you guys know, I love scaling One Piece versus battles and such. Record of Ragnarok, it's very, very tough to do that because you don't get any chain scaling. You don't get any matchups that are common between opponents. It's always one-off fights. Now, not only do we get characters like Indra, who are going to be in this tournament that we've already seen fight, and we know who's weaker than Shiva, obviously, but the winner of this tournament is going to get to go toe-to-toe with the strongest, Zeus. So we're going to get to see how that person stacks up against Zeus and compare to all the rounds of this tournament. So everything gets better in this series. It's net positive all the way. But without further ado, let's get into the full roster. The first fight is confirmed to be Cuchulainn versus Ra. Now, the initial name that they were dropping for Ra was one that's synonymous with Horus, but apparently from the things I'm reading, Horus and Ra are essentially the same being. Like, one's the left eye, one's the right eye, I guess, but they kind of just merged the two beings into one. So when they mention Ra or Horus, they're kind of talking about the same person, I guess. So this is the sun god. This is the head of the pantheon right now. I advocated for Ra being in the actual tournament. I wanted to see him because Ra is supposed to be the end all be all of the Egyptian pantheon. It kind of has me asking questions like, well, how the fuck is Anubis in the tournament with a guaranteed spot? And if Ra really wanted to be in the tournament, why wouldn't he just say, Anubis isn't fucking fighting, I'm fighting. I'm the head of this pantheon, I'm fighting. Like, I feel like that'd be a pretty easy thing to do. Maybe we'll get some details on that. Obviously, it seems like this is something that was made because of the popularity of Record of Ragnarok, so maybe they're not even thinking about that. The roster was set, and now they're like, oh shit, people probably want to see Ra, so we'll throw him in this tournament. What do you guys think about that? The next fight, this one is going to be a fan favorite because Sun Wukong is absolutely 100% confirmed. I talked about this a couple days ago. He's confirmed he's in the second round matchup, which means if he wins, which he more than likely will, his opponent is Prometeo, which could mean Prometheus. He will be fighting the winner of Ra and Cuchulainn. It does seem like they are pushing a narrative for Cuchulainn. He seems like a main character. A lot of people have said this in my comments. Also, him directly challenging Zeus being pushed to the forefront. I could see a scenario where Cuchulainn beats Ra and fights Sun Wukong in a huge matchup. But don't forget, a lot of the fan favorite characters like this that get pushed, like Adam, for instance, who's got main character energy, he lost his fight. So maybe the same will happen with Cuchulainn against Ra, or maybe it happens with Wukong. We'll see. This is a field of 16 bracket, so those are 4 of the names. Moving on, we have Suzaku, which is actually another name for just the vermilion bird, which is a legendary figure in Chinese mythology. So this could get crazy if he's got a bird form, or if he is a bird, or what the case is going to be. Maybe he's just got wings. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to it. Versus Indra. Now, Indra, of course, we already know. Great design. I think that the author knew a lot of people loved Indra's design, so like, let's get him a fight. Also, because we got robbed of the fight between him and Rudra. But yes, Indra will be fighting. I expect Indra to win that fight, but we shall see. We then move on to Neza, who is a god associated with Buddhism, versus Morrigan, the first girl that's going to be fighting in Ragnarok. She's a goddess of war in the Irish Celtic mythologies, And she is already shown to us. We see her design here. She is a buffed up girl, bro. So she's definitely here for a fight. She's gonna be a powerhouse. So this is gonna be very interesting to see, but I'm excited. It's gonna be something new and unique to see a girl participating in one of the fights. We then have Ahura Mazda, an ancient Iranian god, versus Muramasa. Now, Muramasa, from all the things I've seen, is a legendary blacksmith. He's a legendary figure, but I've never seen anything about him being a god. Now, I may be ill-informed. I don't know anything really about Muramasa besides like a quick Google search. So if you guys know more, let me know. But I'm a little bit confused how he's in the god tournament if he's just a blacksmith. Now, I'm assuming they're going to turn him into something of a god here. Maybe he's a demigod. But I'm very curious about that. So if you guys know any more information about him, drop it in the comments below and maybe we'll make a video explaining it in the future. We then have in the next round, Enma Daio, a ruler of the underworld, versus Shinigami. This is a weird one because Shinigami seems like a blanket term. Like I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with Shinigami because Shinigamis are in Bleach, the Soul Reapers. Shinigami are in Death Note, Ryuk, but they're all Shinigami, the people that we see. So Shinigami being a singular is interesting. I'm curious to see how this is gonna happen, who that's gonna be, or if it's just like a generic kind of character. It seems kind of like a cop-out, but it could be really cool. This is gonna be a death versus death fight, underworld beings. So I'm looking forward to it. Not gonna judge it too soon. We then have Leviathan versus Belial. Now this is a super underrated fight. I think this is a sleeper. These are two demons, and Leviathan, it could be Leviathan or Leviathan. If it's Leviathan, that's one of the 7 princes of hell, which that's what I prefer. That'd be pretty badass, especially against Belial. Truly demonic fight. Obviously, we've seen Hajin already. We've seen Beelzebub. This could be crazy. So I'm looking forward to this fight with ties to Christianity and Hebrew teaching. But the one that I might be looking forward to the most is Fire Lord Surtur from Norse mythology. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with him from the MCU, Marvel, and God of War. Surtur, the Fire Lord, is fighting Hydra. Now, I couldn't find anything on Hydra. The only thing that I'm finding is things about the Hydra. Now, maybe this is just a misspelling because this isn't the officials or anything, but if it is the Hydra, that'd be cool. I just don't know how that's gonna work. But if anybody knows anything about a god named Hydra, let us know in the comments below. That is the full roster, mind you. So this is the full shot of the bracket right here. We can see who everybody would face if they win their fights. Who do you think is gonna win? And how do you think that they will fare against Zeus when we get there? That's gonna be super interesting and it's gonna be crazy. Like I can already imagine. The early things that I'm seeing is that a lot of people think Sun Wukong is gonna win this tournament. That may happen, but just imagine a Wukong versus Zeus fight. That'd be elite. I don't know. Who do you guys think is gonna win this tournament? Do you think that they are going to lose to Zeus? Do you think they're going to have a good standing against Zeus? And which fight on here are you most excited about? And who is a big omission that you wish would have been in this tournament? Let me know all that in the comments below. And make sure you got those notification bells on. YouTube, the algorithm has been all weird lately. So make sure your notifications are on, especially because we got chapter 91. All that coverage is coming. Could even be videos later today, but they're coming within the next few days. So make sure your notification bells are on. We got a ton of Ragnarok content. I'm going to be covering chapter 91 and this whole Apocalypse of the Gods chapter 1, Cuckoo Lin versus Ra, all as well. So a ton of content coming. Make sure you're subscribed, turn on the notification bell, and also drop a like. I'll see you guys. Peace.